Yeah, Pascaline, we're miscellaneous. We are the Blue Eagles, and we gotta spell it out. So sing it with me now. What? B-L-U-E-E-A-G-L-E B-L-U-E Eagle flower me B-L-U-E-E-A-G-L-E B-L-U-E Eagle flower me Girl, I'm feeling blue, and babe, I gotta tell you that it's an you and me, Holmes, you and me. Ride it to the sky and sing it till you die. Oh, Avenista, fly. You got to believe that we are the true people, and you know we'll sing it loud to the crowd, Blue Eagle. You got to believe. Infinitely majestic, cutting through the sun as we levitate. Aerial designs from the mind that would meditate. Earthbound, as a touch sky to the ground. Now let me tell you how the king rocks to the sound like this. For bliss, don't think you'll miss the bullet with the beat to the clouds we kiss. Now this battle flag is ablaze in blue-white to take flight high across the Orient seas. Grooves of the wind like a tropical breeze with the ease. Maneuver to the beautiful expanse. I'm covering the mic with my lyrical wingspan. Fly with the spirit of a new frontier. We are the kings of the atmosphere. Like
to open our eyes and ears that we may see the face of Christ and hear his voice in our midst. For 28 years, Jesuit Communications has been promoting the Catholic faith and serving the nation through both traditional and new media. Hear us tackle national issues in light of Christian values on Usapang Kapatid, Pasakalye, and Radyo Veritas. Watch our uplifting reflections on Kapet Pandasal and The Word Exposed, as well as our acclaimed TV specials. Listen to the inspiring and soothing music of Jesuit Music Ministry's original artists as you read our spiritually enriching books. To learn more about JustCom's mission of evangelization and education, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, and our website, justcom.ph. To give a face to the faceless and a voice to the voiceless, that we may recognize Christ in them and hear His story in theirs.
Susunod na ang Kuwentuhang Bayan sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo Katipunan. Tara na't simulan ng inyong umaga sa mga magagandang refleksyon tungkol sa ating buhay at pananampalataya. Kasama sina Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, Father J. Boy Gonzales at Father Nono Alfonso ng Kapisanan ni Jesus, Father Cali Llamado ng Manila Cathedral at Binibining Risa Singson Kaupeng ng Light of Jesus Community dito sa Kapet Pandasal sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Apu, Mama Kalulu. Ako si Risa Singson Kaupeng, book author at editor. Magkapit pandasal muna tayo. It sounds like a Hawaiian name, but it's actually Kapampangan. Apu, Mama Kalulu means merciful Lord. It's a shrine in Angeles, Pampanga that became popular because of the miraculous deliverance of an illiterate haymaker named Roman Payumu. During the Philippine Revolution in 1897, Roman Payumo was wrongfully accused of being a Katipunero and was sentenced to death by firing squad. As he was being led to the execution ground behind the church, he asked if he could stop and say a last prayer. The church was closed, so he prayed by the door closest to the statue of Apu Mamakalulu, the image of the dead Christ. He told the Lord how he was beaten despite his innocence and begged the merciful Lord to save him from his executioners. The Spanish soldiers heard his prayer and jeered at him. They manhandled him and dragged him to the execution spot. The beatings Payumo received loosened the bonds on his arms, so he made a run for the sugarcane fields. Just 100 feet into the field, he fell into a locust trap, a pit designed to ensnare these pests. The soldiers searched for the escaped prisoner till the nearby barrios, even stabbing the locust traps they found with their long bayonets, but they never found Payumo. He lived a long life to tell of God's goodness. Today, pilgrims flock to this church to entreat our merciful Lord to grant the miracles they need. All of us need the Lord's mercy every moment of our lives, because all of us, like Roman Payumo, are dead men walking, if not for the grace of God. Let's pray. Holy God, Holy Mighty One, Holy Immortal One, have mercy on us and the whole world. Jesus, King of Mercy, I trust in you.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, Radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay at tenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng kwela. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero, sugod, todo sa kayod, dunong at tulog. Lipat na Blue Eagle, kaning giting nagigil. Blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan, Radyo, 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 Katipunan, Radyo, Katipunan.
Palalimin ang kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan, ang socio-political apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kuwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan.
Yan, magandang umaga po mga Katipunero at Katipunera. Welcome to another Friday episode of our Radyo Katipunan dito sa Kuwentuhang Bayan. Kuwentuhang Bayan dito sa Radyo Katipunan. So, ngayon po, ang topic po natin, may kasama po tayo na taga SLB na isa sa mga guest natin, si Brother Martin Candelaria. At meron po tayong kasama from Vocations Promotions ng Jesuit, si Brother Renzo Akiat. So, ngayon po, simulan natin ang ating diskusyon sa pamamagitan ng pagtatanong na ano po ba yung calling kailangan bang hanapin yun? Kailangan po bang, meron bang kailangang parang in-instill na ba ni God sa atin yun all along? We just have to discover it, something like that.
Hello, hello, Gracious, and hello, Brother Martin. No? So, again, I'm Brother Renzo, and I'm part of the vocation promotions team of the Philippine Province Society of Jesus. And uh, with regard to your question, no, about calling, no, well, at least for me personally, no, parang um, it's not something na, for example, my calling to become a Jesuit, it's not something na siguro I did not parang hindi siya nagsimula when I was younger. No, parang before when I was younger, iba yung gusto ko actually. Parang when I was younger, I wanted to become a doctor, no. And then parang along the way, no, parang for me, at least my personal experience was it was when I was in college that I started, no, parang looking for something more, no, parang ganun. Looking for something more. Um, So I guess it's not something na at least for me, I guess iba-iba naman kasi yung experience no of people when it comes to uh you know hearing the call to hearing the call to the priesthood or maybe to even in general no, to any other vocation no. um but at least in my experience it was something na uh I heard later on no, parang when I was already in college. But I guess one important um aspect siguro when we talk about the call no, parang there's really kasi yun nga parang it's called a call no, so there has to be a caller no, parang ganun, parang a caller and a callee no, parang in that parang dynamics ba I should say no. So I guess at least in my experience as I was listening to the call no, especially particularly joining the Society of Jesus, important sa akin yung nakikita ko or I experience my relationship with the Lord. And as I was no, at least in my formation or when I was deciding to join the society, um, siguro mas lumalalim and mas lumalalim yung relationship ko with God. And in a sense parang in turn mas nagiging clear din sa akin kung ano yung nagiging ang call ko no, parang gano'n. At least in my experience no, personally.
So Brother Renzo, anong year na po ba ninyo sa Jesuits?
Okay. So nasa stage ako ng formation na tinatawag namin na first studies. So normally 3 years yon first studies, and ako nasa kakatapos lang nung parang gano'n, kakatapos lang ng second year ko sa first studies. And currently studying philosophy. Batchmates kami ni Brother Martin.
Brother
So, same
Martin.
age kami. Yeah.
Wow. Ayan. Sige. Brother Martin, kayo naman po, background muna. Yan. Saka paano kayo napunta sa SLB? Yan. Yung mga napuntahan yung mga ministries before. Yan. Our very own Brother Martin.
Alright. Thank you, Gracious. At magandang umaga po no, sa ating mga tagapakinig no, sa Radyo Katipunan. Ako po si Brother Martin Candelaria, kasalukuyang scholastic or Jesuit seminarian na assigned sa Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan. Kaya nakikita nyo na rin po akong minsan nag-host ng ating programa na Radyo Katipunan sa Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan. At ngayon naman po, no, dahil ako ay bahagi rin ng Jesuit, no, so siguro makapagbibigay rin ako ng mga ilang inputs no, or insights about vocation promotion. No. So, ano yon Gracious? Paano ako napunta sa SLB? So, ayun, magkasama kami ni Brother Renzo no, sa aming formation. No? So, we're currently in first studies. No? And in this stage of formation, kami ay assigned sa kani-kanilang apostolate. So, Brother Renzo is assigned to vocation promotions, and then I am assigned to Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan. So each of us has an apostolate assignment, no? Which is also part of our formation. So, after your question, Gracious, no, ano ba yung calling, no? I think when we say calling, we are talking about vocation, no? Parang, I think they are closely related, no? If not synonymous. When we say calling, we're talking about vocation. So, ano ba yung vocation? From the Latin word vocare, which is to call. So, ayun, no? So, when we say about vocation, when we say we have a vocation, we are saying that we are being called to something by someone, no? Si caller na nga na sinasabi ni Brother Ren. So when we talk about vocations or calling, paano ba yun malalaman, no? So yun yung question, paano ba malalaman? Then I guess it's a matter of being sensitive to it, no? Pwede nating tanungin yung sarili natin, saan ba ako attracted, no? Sa anong klaseng buhay ba ako attracted, no? Saan ako magaling, no? Ano yung mga bagay na magaling ako, no? At saan ako kailangan? Saan ako saan ako um, saan ako hinihingi ng Panginoon na tumugon, no? Dahil mayroong pangangailangan. So siguro tatlong bagay para malaman natin kung tayo nga ba ay tinatawag, no? Sa isang particular na bokasyon, no? Siguro saan ako gaya na sinabi ko, saan ako attracted or saan ako parang feeling na buhay, no? Where do I feel most alive? Panguna. Pangalawa, no? Saan ako magaling, no? Ano yung mga gifts ko as a person? Ano yung mga talents ko as a person? No? And by looking at that, no, pwede nating masabi na, baka tinatawag ako dito. Yun yung pangalawa. Pangatlo, no, saan ako kailangan? Sa mundo natin ngayon, maraming iba't ibang mga pangangailangan at hindi natin kayang tugunan lahat ng mga pangangailangan na iyon, no? Pero tinatawag tayo sa isang might I say a particular need, no, that we need to respond to, no? So kung kailangan tayo sa isang bagay at attracted tayo doon at magaling tayo doon, no? Malamang doon tayo tinatawag. Nandoon ang ating vocation. Doon tayo tinatawag ng Panginoon.
Yan, thank you, Brother Mars. Parang feeling ko, ang dami kasing, lalo na yung mga kabataan ngayon, hinahanap nila nandun sila sa stage na hinahanap nila yung calling nila, yung purpose nila in life. So, automatic ba yun? Pag nahanap mo na yung calling mo, yun na rin yung purpose mo in life?
I would say, no, siguro I would say na when we say purpose, no, oo, it's very directly related with our vocation and our calling. No, pag sinabi kasi nating purpose, no, parang dito tayo, parang we are made for this or we are called to this. No? So I would say it's very much related. No, when we respond to our vocation, no, chances are, no, we are also living a purposeful life, no, a purposeful life. So kasama na diyan ano sa experience ng isang purposeful life is the feeling of joy, feeling of satisfaction, feeling of peace, feeling of consolation. So, ayun, I'm in the belief na when we respond to our deepest desire and calling and vocation, we are also living a purposeful life.
Thank you, Brother Mars. Brother Renzo.
Well, yeah, I agree with Brother Martin, no, na our call, our vocation is really, closely related with the, I guess in this time, no, parang our youth would look for that, no, purpose in life, or I guess meaning in life. And siguro when we look for that, we also kind of, parang go through a process of really, parang being able to deepen deepen our call, our vocation, and I guess it's something na the way I see it, it's not something na parang nakataga na sa bato, parang gano'n. But it's something na you you would undergo a process, no, of discovering what really is your vocation, what is your calling, and parang what's your purpose in life. Hindi siya something na like for example for us, no, parang um okay, we're already Jesuits, we're already in the Society of Jesus, but um parang along the way we still discern, no? Parang we still discern kung saan kami kailangan, saan kami mas kailangan. So I guess yung purpose is parang nag-iiba-iba siya along the way. Kasi nakikita din naman kung ano yung pangangailangan, no, ng society, ano yung pangangailangan ng community, ganon. So
And thank you so much, Brother Renzo. So by the way, live po tayo sa Facebook pages ng Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan, Radyo Katipunan at Jesuit Vocations Philippines. So you can join in our discussion just by commenting and chatting away your inquiries or any messages for us. Yan. So another question po, brothers. Very blessed naman ako and honored. Nakasama ko mga brothers natin. Ano po yung parang, how has entering the Jesuits changed your life? Naks, ang lalim ng tanong, no?
sige Marty. Ako muna go. Ako muna nagsasagot, no. Well, I guess um pag pumasok ka sa Society of Jesus, you will undergo, no, parang a particular formation, no. So and siguro for me in my personal experience, ang joining the Society of Jesus allowed me to actually first and foremost, no, parang deepen my relationship with the Lord. I guess yun yung pinakaunang ano ba, parang blessing na-receive ko in joining the society, no. Although, parang going back to my vocation story, parang ganun naman yung vocation story ko. It started with me seeking, no, parang that deeper relationship with the Lord, personal relationship with the Lord. And it is something na I would say mas napalalim ko when I entered the Society of Jesus. And second is uh, siguro yon, para mas naging sensitive din ako. In a way, sensitive in a way na mas naging sensitive ako sa mga nangyayari sa sarili ko and um, sa mga tao, no? Parang gano'n, surrounding me, no? And mas mas nakikita ko kung paano ako um, nabe-bless, no? Paano ako mas nagiging blessed by God, no? And so in a way, mas nagiging mas nagiging grateful din ako, no? I would say, no? Kasi gano'n naman yung experience ko in the society na mas nakikita ko kung paano ako nabe-bless ng Panginoon, and paano din in a way through those blessings nagiging effective, no? Mas nagiging effective ako when it comes to serving or yun, parang serving as a Jesuit.
And thank you, Brother Renzo. Brother Martin.
And, yes, no, thank you sa question, Gracious, no. How has entering the Jesuits changed my life? So first and foremost, no, and I think parang this is the only answer that would suffice, no. Same with Brother Renzo, no. Entering the Jesuits has allowed me to have a personal and intimate relationship with the Lord, no. Kasi kung wala yun, mahirap, no. Parang we won't we won't be able to stay in the society, in the society of Jesus, if we don't have that loving, personal, intimate relationship with the Lord. At yun naman talaga yung um, dinidevelop, no, unang-una pa, no, bahagi ng formation namin as Jesuits, no, as a novitiate, no, is to really develop that loving relationship with the Lord. So I guess when I entered the Jesuits, no, like there, I have a relationship with the Lord. No, given my background, I studied in a Catholic school. I grew up serving the parish. My parents and my sisters taught me how to pray. So in all of these things, no, there is a relationship with the Lord. Kumbaga meron naman, no. Uh, but throughout the years, no, when I lived a professional life, ganun din, na-develop rin siya. But it was only until I entered the Society of Jesus that that relationship became something really personal, no? Kasi in the novitiate, no, parang that's really our formation. In fact, we go through what we call the spiritual exercises, no? 30 days silent retreat. Imagine that, no? 30 days silent retreat, and all we do is really pray, no, in an effort to build a loving relationship with the Lord, no? So I think yun yung nagbago, no? Kumbaga, naging personal na siya sa akin. Jesus is not just the transcendent, no, God, no, na parang very distant, uh, or parang God is not just that, parang yung image ko na yun, no, of God being the transcendent and distant. No? But in the novitiate, no, it became personal in the form of Jesus. Nagkaroon ng mukha. So si Jesus, no, so si Jesus talaga um, yung buka ng Diyos, no, that I'm having a relationship with. No? So yun yung pinakauna sa lahat. Siguro yung pangalawa at panghuli, entering the Jesuits gave my life a certain orientation. No? Parang, yun na nga yung siguro yung sinasabi ni Gracious kanina na purpose. No? Siguro yun na rin yun. No? The Society of Jesus gave my life a certain orientation, no, in such a way that I know I wake up every day knowing that I am meant to be here, no? Parang I have a purpose here, and then my life is oriented towards something, no? What is that, no? Parang very short answer is maybe the priesthood, no? Because I hope to be a priest to serve the people of God, but we also do not know, no? But I know that my life is oriented towards something, no, that is greater than myself, no? That's why I'm very happy to be a Jesuit, no? And in the words of si Brother Richie Fernando, no, very famous siya para sa quote na ito. Sinabi niya, sinabi niya, I am a Jesuit and I know where my heart is. It is with Jesus Christ. So with that kind of orientation, no, I guess I did just feel at peace, no, being a Jesuit, no. Hindi madali ang buhay ng pagiging Jesuit, no. Pero with that loving relationship with the Lord and with that orientation in life, I guess, no, I feel very grateful and happy.
Yan. Salamat, Brother Marty. Na-inspire naman ako doon sa sinabi mo na yun nga, parang ang sa akin personally, parang kasi I know that I'm meant for this. Kaya every day I'm waking up na I'm really meant for this. Yung ganon. So, I think karamihan din sa mga kabataan natin yon hinahanap nila yun nga. Yung ano ba talaga yung bakit ba ako bumabangon, 'di ba? Yung advertisement ng kape, bakit ba ako bumabangon? Para kanino ba ako bumabangon? Yan. So, yan. So, ano po ba yung charism ng Jesuits? So, parang, di ba, sa dami ng congregations, parang, paano ko malalaman na, ay, for Jesuit ako? Parang ganon.
Okay, sige.
Sagot, Mark.
Sige, maybe I can
Go.
answer that. Sige. What is the charism of the Jesuits? No? Our charism in the Society of Jesus is discernment. It's discernment. And when we say discernment, it's not only in making a decision, no? Parang yun kasi yung common definition, no? When we discern, we are trying to arrive at a particular decision in life, no? Which is true, no? That's also discernment, no? But it's not only discernment in making a decision, but also in daily life, no? So we say we are trying to discern, God's presence in our life and in our day. Thus, the Jesuits, we have this prayer called the daily examen. No? Familiar ka rin dito, Gracious, di ba? When we pray the daily examen. So what is a daily examen? It is a prayer of noticing, no, or of being aware how God has been present in our day. Because we believe, no, that God is present with us. No, God is Emmanuel. God is present in our day, whether it's a good day or a bad day, we believe that God is with us, laboring with us and for us, and constantly revealing Himself to us. So it's not a question of whether God was present or not, because we believe that God is always present. But it's a question of discerning how. How has the Lord been present? And when we try to notice, the key there is to notice, or trying to be sensitive, to the particular details of our day. Kaya kapag nagdadasal ng daily examen, what we're trying to do is really trying to be sensitive, to trying to notice, the details of our day, and we are discerning how God is really present with us in our day. So, paano ba yun? How is God present in our day, for example? Maybe, through a friend, or through a kind word that you heard from someone, or a deeply consoling feeling that you felt as you were praying or as you were waking up in the morning. Or can also be, God's presence can also be in the form of a disturbance. Kapag na-disturb ka, when you encounter an unjust situation, in our country, for example, or in our community, maybe the Lord is also present there. So what am I saying? I'm saying that the charism of the Jesuits is discernment, discerning God's presence in our day, no, so that we can respond in a particular way. So that we can come to a decision how best to respond to the situation uh, that we are in.
Yan.
Okay, I think that's for me,
Yeah.
Yan. Brother Renzo.
Well, for me naman, it's something na I guess closely related to what Brother Martin just said, about discernment. This one naman is more on like our charism is to go where there is greater need. No. Well, we always say, that a Jesuit is ultimately a man on a mission, a mission that is given to us through the Holy Father, to our superior, and ultimately from Christ, no? And siguro, I said na it's closely related to discernment kasi, parang part of, going where there is greater need is really discernment, no? Also, we try to contemplate, to see, saan kami mas kailangan, no? Parang, or ano yung pangangailangan ngayon ng paligid namin, gano'n. And through discernment, we are able to see, kung ano talagang kailangan, kung ano yung mga bagay na pwede namin gawin, so that mas naging effective yung work namin, in the mission, which is a mission that is really ultimately from Christ, So I guess for me that one, our charism is to really go where there is greater need.
Thanks, brother. Actually, ang takeaway ko kay Brother Martin, yun nga, parang discernment na how is God moving in my life? Yun, na parang, yun nga, parang interior. I think mamaya, madidiscuss din natin yung interior and exterior. Yan. And kay Brother Renzo naman, yun nga, parang respond to a greater need. Yan. Pero related din sa tanong ko, sa response na sa answer ni Brother Renzo, parang paano nakakatulong itong charism ng Jesuits sa pag-respond to the call of times, ng modern times, yung relevant na modern times na particularly sa political and social context.
Okay. Sige, I'll start, no. And I guess my answer to that is more siguro a concrete concrete experience, no, of the Jesuits here in the Philippines, no. So as I mentioned kanina, sabi ko na yung charism namin is to go where there is greater need, no. Uh, and I'll talk about the Caloocan Jesuit Mission Station in the Diocese of Caloocan, no. If you remember before, well, until now, I guess, no, when there was a time na really the war on drugs was really, the drug war was really really terrible, no. Parang we hear in the news a lot of people being killed, um, and the EJ case, and that time, Bishop Ambo was asking for help for people to go to Caloocan. He established these mission stations so that yung mga, at least those who will be assigned there, mga religious, priests, nuns, sisters who will be assigned there, can really accompany the people, the poor. And siguro, and one of the there is isa sa mga tinanong ni Bishop is ang mga Jesuits, no. So that's why we have the Sacred Heart Jesuit Mission Station in Caloocan. And I guess for me that's a concrete example of how that charism of going where there is greater need is really working, no. Parang where at that time na Bishop Ambo was calling for help, we responded, no. We said yes, the society said yes, and until now the Jesuit mission station is there. And kung pumunta ka doon and you hear the stories of Father Willie Samson, who is the current Jesuit assigned there, you'll be really amazed, no, as to how things started to change when church people like priests and sisters really started going to the peripheries, no, to where the people are. How things started to change in the community, and in a way, mas ako personally kasi when I was a novice, I was assigned there to do my urban poor experiment. So I lived there for a month, and I saw how the care of Father Willie, no, parang was felt by the people, no, by the poor in the community. And yun nga, parang for me that's a relevant, no, example of how our charism of going where there is greater need is really working, no, in these times, no, especially with the current social and political situation in the Philippines.
Thanks, Brother Martin.
Yes, no. Yes, no. The Caloocan Mission Station is really a concrete example of parang how the Jesuits are responding to our particular context, no. Parang in our day to day, no. And to mention other apostolates of the Jesuits, no, of course we also have the prison ministry, no, the Philippine Jesuit Prison Service, no. Kung si Brother Renzo na-assign siya sa Caloocan Mission Station, no, as a novice. So ako naman doon ako na-assign sa may area doon sa Bilibid, no. Not really there, no, in Bilibid, pero yung mga families ng mga ating mga inmates, no, or mga PDLs, persons deprived of liberty, no. So other than that, no, the Jesuits also have an IP ministry, no, in Bukidnon. So meron kami tinatawag na Bukidnon Mission District, no, so in Mindanao. So that's also how the Jesuits are responding, no, to the people in the margins, no. And I guess that's how the Society of Jesus, no, and our charism is relevant, no, in our social and political context. Kasi we're always catering to people at the margins, no. I think yun naman yun, no, parang that's our concrete response, no. And Ignatian spirituality, no, yung aming charism ng discernment and going where there is greater need, no, actually leads us to that, no. Kasi minsan siguro iniisip ng ibang tao na that Ignatian spirituality is very interior, very personal, no. It's all about making a retreat or praying the daily examen or what are our consolations and desolations. But it doesn't end with that. No? In fact, no, Ignatian spirituality, no, and the charism of the Jesuits also has a social dimension. No? So spiritual exercises, no, we try to discern our vocation, no, and how best to respond to the call of God, no. And we cannot do that, no, just by praying and dwelling on our interiority. We have to act and we have to respond, no. So yun, no. I think though, no, that perhaps the challenge for us Jesuits, no, is to make more explicit, no, a kind of social spirituality, no, not just parang psycho spirituality kasi sa novitiate, no, ganyan yung orientation namin, no. It's really about psychology and spirituality, no, in other words psycho spirituality, no. But then there's also another, no, aspect, no, to spirituality, no, which is a spirituality that yung parang sinasabi natin gracious, no, sa SLB, a faith that does justice, no. So I think that's the kind of spirituality, a kind of social spirituality, no, that we need, no, to articulate, no, in our formation also as Jesuits, no, and also as we go to mission, no. So that, no, kaming mga Jesuits, no, our parang majority of our ministries talaga naman is really the education sector because we have mga Ateneos, we all have our educational institutions, no. So that's really our contribution to society, no. But no, as Jesuits, as religious, no, as priests, no, we cannot just always, no, stay within our schools, no. We also have to go out. No? Hence, we have the Caloocan Mission Station, the Bukidnon Mission District, tsaka yung PJPS, no. We're also doing those kinds of mission. See, I hope there will be more. No? It's really my hope that there will be more ministries like that. No? Ministries that directly engage with the poor and the marginalized. So, yeah, I think a social spirituality will lead us to that direction.
Yan, thank you so much, Brother Martin. You mentioned about the ministries of the Jesuits. Hindi ko pala natanong si Brother Renzo kung saan siya na-assign before sa vocations promotion. Yan.
Well, ako 2 years na ako sa Vocations promotions. So, yeah. Same with Brother Martin. 2 years na din siya sa SLB. Yeah. So,
Before po dan, saan po kayo?
well, ito yung una kong at least my apostolate now when I moved here in Loyola House of Studies. So when I entered, so this is my first apostolate really in as a scholastic.
Wow. Ayan. So I think para sa inyo po ito, Brother Renzo, yung next question ko. So, how does the Society of Jesus promote yung vocations natin?
Okay. So, well, of course, first and foremost, no, I guess people would often see this in our Facebook pages, that we post some announcements, no, about who to contact if you think you have the call, ganun. So normally it begins with that naman, no, parang for most people they would see I heard stories na they just saw a poster kasi ganun we post poster sa mga different parishes, no, mga ganun, and then nakita niya na may number na nakalagay doon yung 0917 Jesuits or yung Facebook page. So yun kinontact niya ganun, and then so na-connect siya with the Jesuits, and through that na-accompany namin siya sa discernment niya, no? But the usual way na at least yung madalas namin ginagawa when it comes to promoting vocations, particularly in the Society of Jesus, is first we do vocation seminars, no, vocation discernment seminar, usually every month, and uh, siguro more than introducing the Society of Jesus or telling people na to join more than telling young men to join the society. We usually start with teaching them how to discern, no, parang ganun, what is discernment. So yun yung madalas namin ginagawa. First is doing yung discernment seminar, and then after that, if that person, if the participants in that seminar would express na they want to discern more, no, discern with us, with the Jesuits, that's when we have parang mas intense na accompaniment, no. So we do yung tawag namin na yung tawag namin, yung each participant will be given a guide, no, parang a Jesuit guide to help him, no, in his discernment. So which is yun yung next stage, yung tinatawag namin na vocation direction program. So if you're part of the vocation direction program, you'll be invited, other than having a Jesuit guide, you'll be invited to different activities as well, no. So usually every Monday we have tinatawag namin na Meet the Jesuits VDP night. So that in that occasion, may chance sila to hear vocation stories, no, or stories of different Jesuits, no, assigned in different missions, no. And then we also invite them to join our collections, to also help them, no. Kasi one particular aspect that I would say na very important when it comes to discernment is prayer, no. I guess very important, no, for someone who is discerning, really to pray, no. Kasi I would say it's really in prayer that we get to really listen to the Lord, and so yun, meron kaming mga recollections or even retreats, no, to help them in parang learning how to pray. And we also have opportunities for them to join us in our apostolates, no. So minsan we would bring them to Caloocan, to Payatas, to PJPS, and then PGH, so that they will see also, no, kung ano yung ginagawa namin, ano yung what are some of our ministries, no. And yung iba nasha-shock sila na meron palang mga Jesuits sa PGH, meron Jesuits sa PJPS, ganun. So sa prison service, no. And then so meron kami mga ganun, no, tinatawag namin parang exposure or immersion to the different ministries of the society. So yun, parang that's the usual process, no, joining a seminar and becoming a VDP, yung tawag namin, yung vocation direction program, being part of the vocation direction program. And then after that, eventually, if that person really wants to deepen yung discernment niya, then he can manifest, no, or apply to join the candidacy program in RV House. So that's at least for me, yung medyo structured way of our way of promoting vocations, no. But and there were also times, no, na we were invited to go to a different place, no. Like last time we went to San Fernando, Pampanga, para merong doon, vocation jamboree. So it was a good experience kasi parang hindi lang kami naka-focus sa big cities like Manila or Cebu City, Cagayan de Oro City, Davao, ganun. But those occasions, so parang we get to go to other places and promote charism of the Society of Jesus. So meron din mga times or opportunities for us to do informal informal conversations with anyone, no, na feeling namin has the potential also to become a Jesuit, ano. But yun nga kasi ano naman, sinasabi naman namin sa Society of Jesus or sa mga in the society na hindi lang, although you know, meron kami tinatawag na vocation promotion scheme. Hindi lang ang VocProm team ang responsible for promoting vocations, but all the Jesuits should be vocation promoters, no? So hindi kailangan na or hindi limited sa mga programs or activities ng VocProm team ang pag-promote ng vocations, but even through parang informal occasions na we get to converse with mga youth, ganon, and to show them, no, na parang our ministries, our charism.
Yan. Salamat, Brother Renzo. Nabanggit nyo kanina yung mga discernment seminar. So, usually, kung halimbawa may interested na nakikinig sa atin, napapanood tayo ngayon, saan ba tong mga discernment seminars na hini-held, kinokonduct?
Hmm. Well, usually we do it here in Metro Manila, no? So in the past 10 months, we did it mostly here in Metro Manila, but mostly here in Ateneo actually. But we also had one in San Juan, Mary the Queen. So for other areas, no, parang, and then also here in Ateneo, but we did it in JESCOM. So there was a time na sa JESCOM kami nag-seminar. And then in other areas as well, like for example in Iloilo. So we had one in Iloilo, Cebu, in Bukidnon. So meron din kaming mga ganong instances na pumunta kami sa other cities, provinces outside Metro Manila. And then we normally post an announcement or may poster na saan ginagawa ang vocation discernment seminar. This year, especially I think it started during the pandemic, and before the pandemic, we usually do it on site. So on site talaga, parang wala pa kaming concept of doing it online. But because of the pandemic, especially during the time na hindi pa pwedeng mag-gather or lumabas, all our discernment seminars were done online. But eventually, this year, since pwede na kaming mag-discernment seminar on-site, so most of our discernment seminars were done on-site. But we also, parang once a month then, we also have online discernment seminars to accommodate those who cannot go to the on-site seminars, no? So yeah. So yun, just wait for the announcement kasi usually naman we'll say where, and if there's an online discernment seminar, then they can join the online.
Saka yung Facebook page po no, ng Jesuit Vocations.
Jesuit Vocations Philippines.
Mhm. Yan. Actually po, last weekend, may retreat ang SLB Silent Retreat. So, nabanggit kanina ni Brother Martin na yung mga retreats. Yan. So, actually, doon ka din nakita yung isang poster ng Jesuits na parang recruitment or something. Yun nga, parang nagpa-promote din ng mga Jesuits incoming novices. Yan. So, Brother Renzo, meron ba tayo parang parang from the last decade, meron ba tayong parang information o data kung ilan yung mga ume-enter sa Jesuits?
Okay. So, well, this year, this coming year, this entrance is August 1, no? And our entrance day now is August 1. We have one incoming novice, si Adrian. And so one this year. Last year we had three Filipinos. So in the past, I guess in the past mga 5 years, no, para more or less ganun ang number na pumapasok, no, in the Society of Jesus. At least in our batch we were 5, no. 5 kami pumasok, and then the next batches mga 2, 3, and this year 1, no. So I guess if I would compare, no, to what it used to be, no? Mas madami talagang pumapasok before, no? Who joined the Society of Jesus. But in the past years, ganon, parang our average number is around three, mga ganon, three. Uh, yeah. So, and now, I would say how many? We're around 220 now in the Philippines. And many are in the wellness center, so are elderly already. So, yeah.
And thank you, bro. Meron ka bang parang data or information globally, yung mga Jesuits?
Well, at least in our last, sa mga seminars namin, when we introduced the Society of Jesus, we're around 14,000 in the world. We're still, I guess, almost the same na kami with uh, the Salesians, no? Salesians of Don Bosco, for 14,000. But for now, we're still, I think, the largest single order uh, na congregation, no? And then followed by the Salesians. No? So around that number, 14,000.
Wow, ang dami na. Brother, ito kasi actually karamihan, 'di ba, yung mga millennials ngayon, mga Gen Z, ganyan. So, karamihan sa kanila parang they desire societal change and they fight for social justice katulad na nabanggit ni Brother Martin kanina. So, how do you think can the Jesuits cater to this youth and promote vocations to them?
Mhm. Um, Siguro, I guess part ito ng, coming from what Brother Martin said a while ago, no, na part of our, parang it would be good to see na, part of our ministries is the, parang meron talaga siyang social aspect, eh. And I guess that's something na we can, ano ba, I would say we can use in a way na especially for millennials, no? Millennials, the Gen Z, na I would say who are very socially and politically involved, aware and involved now. And for them also to see that uh, Jesuits, the Society of Jesus, is also, parang we're also doing that, no? Parang there's also a social and political aspect to our ministries, no? And kaya nga yung sinasabi ni Brother Martin kanina na faith that does justice, no? Which is very important actually in our ministries, no? And siguro, I guess, me as a vocation a part of the VocProm team, no, it's very important for us Jesuits to be able to show that, no, to the millennials, to the Gen Zs, or to the younger generation, or for them to for them to see our witnessing, no, or our works in the different uh, social political field, no. So and I guess that's something na pwede naming i-maximize or we can take advantage of na kasi yun nga parang we're present, no, like for example we're present in Caloocan, we're present in PGH, in PJPS. We also have ministries um, in Bukidnon, no, with the IPs, and part of I would say a very important aspect in promoting vocations, I guess, is for them, no, to see how we we live our lives. We live our lives, how we we do our ministries, no, joyfully, I guess. Also, yeah.
Thanks, brother. I think karamihan din ngayon, 'di ba, parang yun, parang ang trend medyo lessening vocations sa religious life. So how would you encourage na parang yan yung mga young people natin parang to live their calling, na don't hesitate. Kasi di ba nga parang baka ma-reject ako. Siyempre may mga ganong instances, ganyan.
Mm.
Na yun, parang to live their calling and to really promote kung ano yung talagang kailangan na purpose nila in life.
Hmm. I would always say, no, na parang life in the religious life is life worth trying. Parang I would say. And yung banggit nga ni Brother Martin kanina, no, na he is happy, no, here in the society. And also that's something that I can say, no, na I'm happy in the society of Jesus. And I would say na, parang you'll never know unless you try, I guess many people, many young people now, um, they they have this sense, no, na oh, maybe this is something na this is my call, or pwede to maging option ko in life. And yun nga, parang I would say the option to become a priest or a religious is really parang a life-giving, also a life-giving option, I would say. And it's something na worth trying, you know. Um, for that aspect, no, of parang the fear of rejection, the fear of I guess that's normal, no. For me, when I applied, na-experience ko din naman. I guess, Brother Martin, how about you? Na-experience mo din ba yun? Na natakot ka? Parang there's some kind of fear. Kasi, yun nga, you applied, we applied, we gave ourselves, no, in the process. So, I guess that's normal, no, for people to experience some kind of fear. But, parating sinasabi sa amin ng director namin sa RVSU na at the end of the process, you will get your answer, no? Parang it's a yes or a no to the society. If it's a yes, then you can continue your formation. But if it's a no, it means at least you have parang an answer, no? And then you can move on, get to look for other parang kung ano ba talaga yung calling mo. But again, yun nga sinasabi ko, uh, the life here in the society is life worth trying, no? So you can and cry, no? Parang for me, I guess that's something na people are so afraid now. Parang even the trying itself, no? Parang natatakot mag-try. But parang kung ma-reject ka man or kung hindi ka man ma-accept, the process, one way or another, has I would say has parang helped you also, no? Parang would help you become a better person, I guess. So I would say parang walang tapon, I would say, in the process, no? Parang ganun. Parang for me, ano pa rin yan, parang you would still receive a lot of blessings or graces in the process of discerning, in process of applying to the society of Jesus.
Thanks, brother. Ayan. Brother March, gusto ka idagdag?
Wala naman, agreeing fully, no, with the points of Brother Renzo. Siguro when we talk about vocations promotions, no, lalo na sa amin, no, with the Jesuits, no. Before any promotion of vocations to the society, no, I believe though that the work of vocation promotion is really helping people discern their vocation. No? So when we say vocations promotions in the Society of Jesus, of course, we want people to enter the Jesuits, no, para dumami kami kasi nga, syempre, kumukonti na yung pumapasok. No? So gusto talaga namin yun. No? But before that, no, it's really about accompanying people. Accompanying people to find their calling, their purpose, their vocation in life. So, yun, no, I guess mahalaga lang din talaga yun na that we do that, no, especially for the young people of today. No, gaya na banggit ni Gracious, no, na young people today really desire societal change, no. And then, so, okay, no, we will accompany young people, no, we'll help them um, discover their vocation. If they have a vocation to become a politician, for example, then we accompany them to that kind of vocation. No? And then, but no, we can also say to them na actually when you enter the Jesuits, no, for example, you will also do those kinds of works. So if you want to be socially involved, if you want to be to engage no political system no, there's a place in the society for that no? So siguro wag matakot no na kapag pumasok ng Jesuits or ng religious no na parang makukulong ka na no. But in fact no, when you commit your life to something, you will find yourself no, that you are actually more freer no, freer to do to do what you desire, no, for as long as it is also the will of God.
Yan. Thank you so much, Brother Martin, Brother Renzo. So, any final words? 1 minute na lang tayo.
Well, for me lang siguro is yun no, for people who are for not just men no, but also for other vocations no, for example to the for sisters and ganun, to the priesthood. um if you feel like you have a calling no, parang you try no. Parang namin sinasabi, you'll never know unless you try, and you can manifest, no? You can talk to anyone, to your parish priest, to your if may kilala kayong mga religious, you talk to them. It would be good to share kung ano man yung nangyayari within interiorly. And yun nga, kasi the work of vocation promotion is really primarily is really an accompaniment also to really accompany young men, women in their journey, no, as they discern to whatever vocation. But of course, there's a kind of the person needs to do the leap of faith also, no, to manifest no, that desire.
Thank you, Brother Martin.
Ako naman, no, yun. So, yes, no, vocations, promotions, no, huwag matakot, no, to try to discern, to come and to see if the religious life is for you, no. And then if you do try, no, of course, no, if malaman along the way na hindi pala para sa akin to, no, I know that there will be disappointments, discouragement, no, but siguro a source of consolation would be that is really that that the Lord is always bringing us to the fullness of our life. No? And part of that is really discovering our deepest desire, vocation, purpose, and calling in life. So, um, siguro I end with that no, by saying na huwag matakot and to trust in the Lord no, always.
And thank you so much, Brother Martin, Brother Renzo. Hanggang sa muli po sa next Friday episode ng Kwentuhang Bayan dito sa Radyo Katipunan. Muli po ako si Gracious Romero. Till next week po. Thank you.
Thank you, Gracious.
Thank you, Gracious. Thank you, Brother
Palalimin
Renzo.
ang kamalayan
Thank you,
sa
Brother
mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang Simbahang Lingkod ng Bayan. Ang Socio-Political Apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kuwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan.
Let us remember that we are always in the holy presence of God.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary,
And she conceived of the Holy Spirit.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus.
Holy Mary, Mother of God,